Hi. Well, it's another beautiful day as always, and I'm here to talk about attachment as always. Anyway, what here to talk about today is your attachment to feeling separate. And this is something we all have because we've all been brought up to think that we're individuals. We've all been brought up to think that we are separate from everyone else, that we're not connected to the things like trees and animals, things like that. But we are, but we don't think we are. And that separateness is really the source of a lot of unhappiness. So you get attached to this feeling of separateness. And some of the ways you get attached to it is by thinking that you have a fight. You know, it's me against the world. I have to battle my way against all these things, you know. But the fact is, you don't, because the world and you are one. And the longer that you don't think that's true, the more unhappy you'll be. That's just the way it is. Some of the ways that this separateness is reinforced is through thinking that you have it all under control. Maybe you think you have talent or strength or independence or adaptability, or maybe you just think you have enough knowledge to go it on your own. You don't need anybody. But the fact is, you do need everyone, and everyone needs you. Now, you know, in a way, life is very confusing. You're born, and you think, you know, what is this? And you cry because you don't know, right? And as time goes on, you get more and more informed, and then eventually you realize that it's just you. And you're told by everyone that you are just a person. Only the problem is you're not just a person, you are a soul. On one level, you're just a person. The physical universe. In the physical universe, you are just a person. Yes, that's true. But there's more than one dimension. And the dimension I'm talking about is the formless dimension. Okay? And on that dimension, you are not a person. You are a soul. Okay? And those two dimensions live together, okay, in you. And if you don't think that, you have something more than just personhood, then you're going to be unhappy, okay? So that's why we hang on to this feeling of separation, okay? And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to hang on to it, but the more we cling to something, the harder it is to get free. And I'm all about getting free. So, these things that we hold on to, such as our strength, our feeling of independence, our feeling of the talent we have, so on and so forth, back up the feeling of, that you're all alone. Okay? Because these things help you in your aloneness. You can't make it without talent, and you can't make it without strength. You can't make it without all these things. Well, that's what people think. Okay, and so that's why people do the things they do. But the fact of the matter is, you don't need talent, you don't need strength, you don't need independence, you don't need adaptability or agileness or any of that stuff, because this is not all there is. The physical world is not all there is. There's also the spiritual world, okay? And they come together in you, because within you is access to the spiritual world, the formless dimension, where God lives, okay? And everything that you've experienced in this life so far, okay, has pretty much been the physical universe. And it's time you started experiencing the spiritual universe as well. Now, I know it's hard to try and think of yourself as being a soul, okay? A lot of people don't like the word soul. I don't really know what soul means, but it's a word everybody recognizes, so that's why I use it. Okay, there's a spark that's in each one of us, and that spark we call the soul. It's what keeps us alive. And that's why I use that word. Now, this feeling of separateness, okay, is behind a lot of fear that you may be feeling. It's behind a lot of unhappiness, and it's behind a lot of hate as well. Because when you're separate, all you have is your family or your tribe, okay? And everybody outside the tribe would be known as the other. And you fear the other. That's just human nature, okay? I would love it if that weren't the case, but that's the way it is, okay? We fear the other, and we fear the other's differences more, okay? Back in the day when we were cavemen living in some cave somewhere, the other tribe came, okay, and attacked us. And we feared them because we didn't want to die, okay? And because they were different. They had different skin color. They had different looking noses or chins or whatever it is, okay? The point is, they were different, so we feared them. And out of fear grows hate, okay? So, this fear comes from being separate or feeling like you're separate, but you're not separate. We are all one, okay? Every single human on this planet, every single life form in the universe, okay, is part of the source. The source is the creator of all life and consciousness, okay? And if you want to, you can call him God. Or not him, but it, God. I mean, many people would say it's a her. But nonetheless, it's still the source of all life and consciousness. And if you believe that you're separate from everything, then killing becomes possible, right? Because it's not you you're killing, it's somebody else. Okay? Or something else, you know? I see these stories on the television saying that the rainforest is being chopped down and burnt by these people who want to have farmland, okay, or want to graze cows or want to grow plantations of palm oil or whatever it is that they want to do, and they can't see that they're chopping their own self down. Because these trees have as much spark as they do. So therefore, they are the same as the trees. Okay? That's why I would never chop down a tree or hurt anything that's living. Because I know that that is me. Okay? When you're walking along the street and you see a homeless person, that's you too. Okay? Because there is no separation. It's an illusion. And this separation that you're clinging to, using your talent, your strength, your adaptability, and so on and so forth, okay, is hurting you. Because unless you have a complete understanding of who you are, which is not a single person, human being on this planet. I'm not talking about whether you're married or not, okay? A separated person, That's not who you are. And if you continue to believe that you are a separate person, you're not going to be happy. Okay? Only by accepting what is can you be happy. Okay? I know that sounds like something I've said a lot of times before, and it's true. I have said it before. Okay? But what is that you are not a person. You are a soul. Okay? This person that you think you are has been laid down on top of that soul. Okay? By everyone. Your mom, your dad, your friends, your school, so on and so forth. Okay? And it's nobody's fault, really. It's just the way things are. Okay? But there's no reason to remain a separated person. We are all one thing. Okay? I don't know how to explain it better than just to say we are one. When I see you, I see me. Okay? And I know that my love for you will be returned because you're me. You have the same love in you that I have. So therefore, there's no question about whether or not I love you or you love me. Okay? Anyway, so this whole separate feeling that you have, which engenders fear and hate and all the bad things in life, is really hurting you. And we're attached to it. It's attached to us. And that's why we have to let it go. Okay? And that's one of the steps towards being free. And that's really what's important in this world. Nothing else signifies. Okay? If you're not free of the constant terrible thoughts that come through your mind, what's life for anyway? Okay? I mean, I don't know what all terrible thoughts come through everybody else's mind. I just know the ones that come through mine, or used to. Okay? And a lot of it was sex. Some of it was, jealousy, or simply unsatisfactory relationships, or who knows what it was. Okay? But the main thing here is to understand that none of that stuff matters. What you did in the past doesn't matter. Yes, you have to take responsibility for what you did, and you have to own up with that in your own situation. Okay? But otherwise, the past doesn't exist. Okay? And neither does the future. And the past of you being a separate person doesn't exist either. There's only now. And now is all there is. And you have to accept what is, or be unhappy. I don't think that's what you want to be. I don't want to be that. The only way to be free of that unhappiness, which has dogged your footsteps all of your life, is to accept what is. And what is that you are a soul, a being of pure light. Okay? And you are one with everything. No matter how far you go or what you do, you can't shake being one with everything. We are all part of the same thing, which is God. The reason I'm here, the reason you're there, is because God decided to make a soul with your name on it. And he sent it down to your mom's belly, and you were born with that soul inside you. And one day you'll die, and that soul will not die. And if you continue to believe that you are a separate person, when you die, which you will, because that's what part of life is dying, you're going to have nothing but unhappiness. But if you know that you are a soul, okay, then death will not be so terrible. And, really, that's one of the reasons that I'm glad I'm not a separated person because I don't want to go through death. Okay? Which is really only the end of one thing and the beginning of another. Now, a lot of people believe in, different things. I'm not trying to make you disbelieve anything. I'm just trying to make you realize who you are. Well, the clock on the wall says that I've talked about this enough. So I love you all. And please remember who you are.